Hey, I'm Antonio Parkinson. Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. And we got a celebrity trainer of NBA stars in the building.
Yeah.
Jevonte Holmes is in the building. We're going to talk to Jevonte Holmes about what's happening in the basketball world and some of his life lessons. We're also going to talk about everything else that's going on in today's world, right? All of the trending topics, right? So we will be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Hey, welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Man, look, LeContier, y'all can tell when LeContier is behind the controls, right? Look, but welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. We got the team in the building. We got to send a shout out to our co-host, DJ Kojak, who he called in with the sniffles, y'all. He claimed he was sick. He called in with the sniffles. Look, that's why we need workforce development in Memphis, right? Because you got to spare. Look, Kojak, we're roasting you today, Kojak. We are roasting you today on the show. Look, but shout out to the co-host who is in the building, Angelica Woods in the building.
Listen, absolutely. Forgive me, I just landed, but I am here and I'm excited about our host today, the celebrity coach, the Jevonte Holmes. Okay.
Man, she determined to make you a host, man. She is determined. Man, ain't look, Kojak, she trying to replace you already, Kojak. Man,
Kojak, I would never.
Ain't been in the building 5 minutes, and Angelica already trying to make him a host.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The guest today. So we're gonna pick his brain. I'm excited, and I have love for him, so I'm really excited about this interview.
My new BFF.
There you go. There you go, man. We're glad to have you, brother. You know, we got a lot to talk about. You know, Angelica, how was your trip?
It was good. I needed a little getaway.
Is that what it was?
Yes, a little hit, just like a day or two, get some rest, and just be rejuvenated.
It didn't look like you was resting based on what your social media was doing. Looked like you had a lot going on. Looked like you was doing a lot.
No, I know how to maximize a little bit and then still go to bed early.
Is that right? So are you one of them people that go on a trip or a travel? What about you, Jevonte, too? I'll come to you on the same question. Are you the one? Are you one? Okay.
Come over here.
Oh, yeah, come over there. Go over there, 3.
There you go.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah, scroll on over a little bit further. Are you one of them folks, Jevonte or Angelica? That go on a trip and have to have an agenda?
No, I don't. It depends who I go with. You might say, Rico. It depends who I go with. So if I go with a group of people, I'm always like the planner. People,
Definitely the planner.
I am the planner. People are always going to come to me like blah blah blah. If it's a group setting, if not, it's just me and my husband. We just kind of chill. Sometimes I don't like agenda. Sometimes I want to plan. I just want to go with the flow, and that's what I did. But I definitely find the trip. I definitely find the trips, find the deals. Now when you get there, you're on your own because I got some relationship stories. I done been on trips, Lord Jesus.
You got flued out?
No, I'm talking about, I'm married. I always get flued out. But the thing is, I'm talking about.
You ain't always been married, though, player.
No, have I been flued out? I think we talked.
Jevonte, you done flued them out before?
Please, don't
Before.
get. 2 years ago. How many? Hold on, Vontae, how many you done flued out? So we're going to get off topic.
I don't know the number. I don't know the number.
I got a follow-up question to that, but I do want to know first, before I do that follow-up question, I do want to know, open and close him, Angelica.
Oh, gosh, I got
the just put that right here. But look, before it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. But Jevonte, as your camera is coming back up, I do want to know this. 2 questions. One is, do you when you first of all, when you fly them out, is anything expected when we fly them out? Number 2, wait a minute.
Right. Zoom in on the armpit.
Number 2, is there an activity expectation?
Where my water
expectation when you go out of town? Because I don't like an agenda.
Hold on. We just going in swinging.
Okay,
let's put a timestamp. We're gonna put a timestamp on the bottom. No. 2 years ago.
I'm saying this. She knows what's going on. So, previous relationship status. Yes. They were flying out, and yes, there are expectations.
Did you pay the bill?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if I pay for the flight and I'm taking care of everything, it's expectations.
They supposed to take care of you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Angelica, if you got flued out when you were single, all right, back in the single days, was there, should there have been an expectation? Was there an expectation?
I have never been flown out.
Lies.
Can I finish my sentence? That nobody that I haven't already went there with. So if I was doing, it was already, that's probably what I just wanted to do anyway.
Okay.
It ain't like I just went off of the whim and then nothing ever had happened. It was just like,
That makes sense.
It was already like, it was already established. I didn't just get flew. Cause I know people who just, they get flew out. It's the first interaction and hell, no, I'm not doing that.
No, we ain't doing that. I don't like no surprises. So if you get flued out by me, you are proven. Right.
Hold on. So you're saying, you saying before you get flew out, there has to be something that happens so you know that there's no mistakes.
You know, first of all, we're gonna be in a relationship if you're getting flued out. So
what type of relationship?
I want flying out of a relationship.
No.
He just tricky.
I was flying out for something new. No. I was flying out for something new.
What you say? He was tricky.
Listen, and I got my disclaimer on the front end.
Oh, you let it be known, right?
What it is before you come out here. Now.
Oh Lord.
That way it won't be
won't be no
understanding is key, right?
He's a changed man.
You know what?
I don't know about you. Probably like I'm his PR.
Definitely.
I'm a changed man.
2 years, I've been great. Like, oh my God.
Oh, that's great.
If there's anybody that can say contrary, please.
Look, they're gonna jump in.
I'm joking.
No, you ain't.
Nobody can jump in.
No, she ain't joking.
I'm joking. I'm
joking. She
I'm
is not joking.
I warned Jevonte. We so amazing
Man,
show.
but yeah, that's what's up, man. Man, we are excited about having you, man. We don't. I don't even want to jump into the technical stuff until the second segment, right? I think I want to stay on these.
You want to be messy?
Yeah, I do want to be
messy a little longer.
No, that's fine. You got to understand what I've been around.
Right.
What I've been around, you had no choice but to fly some in.
Right. Okay. Right. I don't know what's going on with your camera, man. Your camera. It didn't start nothing up. Hey, hit that fan,
hot.
Rico. Hit that. That might be what it is.
Now the camera hot.
Yeah, it might be, but we just turned them on.
Look,
Angelica's ain't tripping. Yeah, hit that fan on Rico.
There you go. We got it.
We ain't.
We don't get them. We don't get them. No, we have to get one of them preacher towels.
Right.
We gotta get one of them. Look, Parkinson got him on.
It is hot in here, though. It is hot in here.
It's
getting
hot in here.
Yeah, it didn't get hot till Angelica walked in. And from Dallas, I don't know what that's all about.
Whatever. No, but okay. So Valentine's Day is coming up, and this is a question for both of y'all since we with the flown out, whatever, flew out.
Put it on the cameras.
So
towards the cameras.
No, Parkinson, I'm asking you first. What is the most you have ever spent on a Valentine's Day gift?
Now that's a really good question. You know, because I don't believe in Valentine's Day, right? Because
you don't.
No, seriously. I am a gifter every day. Period.
So you trick every day.
So wow, man, I'm glad you're here.
He don't need no day to trick.
I don't do Valentine's unless I'm in a relationship.
Right.
If I'm in a relationship,
man,
how much?
I'm just saying, being in a relationship, you just can't count. Like I can't say, hey, I spent this much money.
There ain't no way,
Valentine's Day is every day, pretty much.
Man, I'm trying to explain it, and she said, "I'm
tripping." Y'all trying to tell me?
This is what I understand. Women put so much stock into one day.
Right.
So what I'm saying, I can treat you. I don't want to curse on you.
You can curse, man. What? This is the Antonio Parkinson Project.
If I treat you like shit all year, and you waiting on this one day, February 14th, and I treat you good, so what? It's just everything just reset.
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It is a reset.
Why
for some
put so much stock into one day,
bro?
When you ain't been doing the whole year.
And then it's really a pagan day. Y'all over there being pagans on one day and stuff, you know, with Valentine's Day. Now we ain't gonna go down the rabbit hole, but listen, I am a giver all the time, right? I'm one of those that will, you know, randomly bring flowers, randomly do this because that's who I am naturally. So that Valentine's Day to me it's a racket. Honestly, all these holidays are rackets. You know, and it's just for the economy. It ain't for y'all women. Y'all caught up in that little trick bag. Speaking of tricks,
how many days we get?
Every day, 365.
How many days
lies
we
get?
Yes, I do every day.
I need a lies button. Right.
No, he gonna validate. See, I'm glad you're here because I'm gonna validate. I am true that I truly choose to treat my husband good every single day. Thank you. You're here because they think I just be on the line.
That's how
I believe that, but you know, and it goes back to what your love language is too. What happens if he didn't buy you something for Valentine's Day? Would you feel like you wasn't loved?
My very first Valentine's Day, I didn't get anything.
What is your love language?
Support.
That is not a love language.
How you gonna tell me my love language is?
It's not a love
What,
language.
word, love, or affirmation?
What is it, acts of service or
Giving.
affirmation?
That's what support. Ain't support the same
So
thing?
that's acts of service, ain't it?
Yeah,
Don't
like
they fall under
support.
that?
Yeah.
You just made up a love language. The sixth love language.
I
That's number
did.
6.
Being supportive is a
But
love
I
language.
will say this: acts of services is
Yeah.
like
Man, that's
really,
my shit.
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, you got to.
Right. Yeah. Acts of service. She up.
No,
Oh, okay.
it's
That's
Jevonte
weird.
Holmes. He done
And
got
both of them too. That's
he done
what's
bought a
crazy about
virus up in here.
Right. I'm sure, man.
He done got a cyber attack. Somebody done sent a cyber
I'm
attack
telling
up
you,
in
the
here.
camera's been working perfectly.
And now
Yeah,
he's gonna
and now
act up.
That's really weird.
But no, that's
Yeah.
my love. That's my love language. I think, what is it? Active what?
Acts of service. Why you
Acts
gotta
of
look like
Acts of
this?
service is definitely
Yeah.
one of mine.
Yeah, and just
Yeah. You know, I just come in, man. Just give me a foot rub, man. That and you
Okay,
know,
do you get
I feel like
pedicure,
I'm being loved. Oh Lord, why I gotta be conditional? You gotta be a conditional foot rub. If one of my toes is pointing to the right, then let it point to the right. Just rub that toe.
That mean no. That mean no.
I try to get pedicures from time to time.
Okay.
Oh Lord,
I don't
one of
get
them
them
right. You don't get them off?
No.
I just don't be having the time, man.
Probably twice a.
Do you like your feet rubbed? Can I ask that on?
I'm saying I could do it. I don't want nobody just to rub my feet. If I'm going to
Okay,
get a pedicure, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Them foot massages be put me to
Oh
sleep.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm an extremities person.
Okay, I
So whatever
got
the
you.
extremities are, that'll put me to sleep. You rub it.
Really? we about to get banned off.
No, I know, right?
Literally.
Yeah, man. So we are real talk. We are excited to have you, and I have to send a shout out to R&R Liquors. Let me hold this up because
Hold
they
it up.
gifted us a Mountain Dew, and for us to test out R&R Liquors right there on Austin P at Yale. Shout out
Okay.
to Rick. We appreciate you, man, showing love to the show. I know you watching because he said he was going to be watching live. Look at LeContier.
The producer in the bag don't need nothing. That's why the cameras keep going off.
LeContier, I know, right?
That's why the cameras keep
LeContier
going
over there turning up. That's why the camera's going on. That's why I didn't get my countdown after I came in from
Right.
the intro.
You on.
Right, I know.
You
right?
on-
Hey,
you live.
on, by the way, and I'm over here
You live.
writing some notes and stuff. But look, we're gonna get into this with our guy here, Jevonte Holmes. Talk about what's happening in the world of basketball. Talk about some of the people that he's trained. Get some interesting stories, funny stories, and we're gonna jump into all of that as soon as we come back after this break. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
They watching me and you together, supposed to be forever. Plus we were lit together, pop out matching Gucci sweater. It one they can tell her, know when they see us they jealous. I took you through some, but you still got me through whatever. I can't answer why you won't leave. You think he better than me? No, I can't be too scream. Can't find no better than me. Mama told me say what I love. My bro say let her just be. I can't keep going back and forth. I should just let her go free. Cause if you stay then go on and on and on, trying to tell me I'm wrong, cause I did not make it home.
I'm CJ Davis, Memphis Chief of Police, and you are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson. We got our special guest in the building, the celebrity basketball trainer himself, Jevonte Holmes. And of course, before we go to him, I got my wonderful, wonderful co-host,
Yes,
Angelica
hello.
Jelly Woods in the building.
Hello,
Y'all give it up for her.
hello.
All right, then, Angelica. Angelica, you look like you was to the left or the right of your shot. But Jevonte,
Yes, sir.
man, you back, man. So you're Holmes.
Yeah, I am a
Oh,
home.
Man, look. I started putting two and two together, man. So you related to all the Holmes in Douglas, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, then. Shout out to all the Holmes family. That's a big family in Douglas, right?
Yeah, Robert Holmes, Tone
Robert
Loc.
Holmes,
Tone
yep.
Loc, Tone Loc.
The infamous Holmes. Yeah, man. So you what got you started, man? What got you started in the basketball world, man?
Man,
How did it happen?
I had two mentors coming up. I always played basketball, but my high school coach pretty much saved my life. Coach Jimmy Adams. He's 78 years old now.
Four.
He changed my life.
Go to 4.
Then post high school, played college basketball. Post college basketball, go ahead and Frank Harris. He started me into the AAU scene.
Okay.
And once I got into the AAU scene, Coach Adams mentored me. He got me started coaching. Coach Harris started me in the AAU scene. Then Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway.
Penny Hardaway was a great influence on me basketball wise.
Okay. How did that work? How did you and Penny Hardaway get introduced to each other?
Penny came back. I had my own AAU team, AAU program, and I had a couple of guys on my team that was pretty good. And Penny came back in and started his AAU program, and we battled against each other. And after then, the rest was history.
So you guys played against each other, then y'all end up working together.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, sir.
I'm sorry, Jelly. I'm sorry.
So I have a question. I wonder what it was about you that sparked interest, the talent, or did y'all win the game?
No, we didn't win the game. Penny won the game.
Okay.
It was a tight game though.
Okay.
It was
You
a really
lost.
tight game. Yeah.
So you lost, and he still created an opportunity for you to come coach with him.
Yes, he did.
I wonder what it was.
I think he respected my knowledge. He knew the grasp I had on a lot of kids around Memphis. And then he was building his program. I think he wanted the right coaches, the right people around, and he built the program, and we became a national powerhouse with Team Penny.
Yeah. How long did you end up working with him?
All together, might been, I did 3 years at East with him. We won 3 state titles. And AAU before then, probably 4 years, probably 7 to 8 years altogether.
What's 2 things you feel like you learned from Penny Hardaway?
Organization.
Okay.
Swag, because
Okay.
he always wanted his teams to look good.
Okay.
He looked good. He always wanted his team to look good. And the competitive nature. Penny's quiet, but he's a crazy competitor. Competitor.
I think so. If there's anybody else that you can work with, anybody, no limits right now, who would you work with? Like, who would you train? I know that's one always left. Have you ever thought about that? One.
He's rest in peace. He's dead and gone.
Oh my God, I know what you're gonna say.
Kobe Bryant.
I knew he's gonna
Kobe
say
Bryant.
that.
If it's anybody in the world I could ever train, it'd been
cool.
Kobe Bryant.
But I knew he was gonna say that.
I just love Kobe.
Because some of the people you coach now, I don't know a lot about basketball, but I know one of your students went second round in the NBA
draft. Yeah.
draft. Who tell us about that student?
James Wiseman. He came to Memphis. We seen him play before because he was always in the state, and obviously he got better and better and better. He come to Memphis, and James he was a worker. He worked 5:30 before school, worked during practice, and then
This
after
in high school?
It's in high school.
Wow.
We always talked about what is your end goal? What is your end goal? And he always said he wanted to be a great. And if you're gonna be a great, you got to work like a great. And so he started off and had the work ethic to work like a great. So,
Okay, what about the kids that you coach that don't want to work?
the kids that don't want to work, I'm honest with them. My parents will tell you, like, I put kids at the gym.
You put them at the gym.
I put them at the gym. If you don't want to work, don't waste my time. Don't waste your parents' money. Don't come in and just try to be. You want to. It's not a social event in my gym. You come in here to compete, to get better, because how you progress, that's on my name, and I love the reputation I have in basketball.
But that brings a point, like the parents. It's like the parents would be. I even said this with teaching in school. A lot of parents, they're in denial about their children, or they don't like when other people discipline, or think you may not know what you know about coaching because of their kids. Do you ever run into anything like that? And how do you handle conflict with with the parents? Because I know a lot of teachers probably run into a similar thing. They always think their child should be in.
Yeah.
Why he not playing? It's a you thing. You got a favor. It's never their child. It's a you. It's
You know what my remedy was to that? Honestly, my remedy to that was I never had a closed practice. High school, and I coached high school, coaching AAU, I never have a closed practice. The reason why I don't have a closed practice is because I want you to know how I'm going to act in a game. Practice is way harder than a game. The way I present myself, the way I do everything in practice is way worse than the game. I'm more calmer in the game than I am in practice. And so for you not to be surprised about anything, you're going to come in and see how I work, and you're going to come in and see what your child is doing. So if you think your child needs more playing time, and in practice he's not producing, how can you even give me any slack about playing time? Because your child's not producing.
I'm sure there's parents who still say their child should be put in, though. They still don't do that.
But still, you have a parent meeting. I address that from the jump. Playing time is earned, not given. So, if you're going to earn playing time, you're going to have to show me what you can do. And your child is going to have to do all the necessary things I need them to do to help the team be better, not personally.
And I know one of the biggest things sometimes you're talking about now is doing some motivational speaking off the court. Like, what made you lead? What made you want? What made you want to do that? What made you want to motivate off the court?
Just life circumstances. Some of the things I've been through as a young kid and as a grown man. You know, you always, you know, you can make wrong decisions. You can make bad choices, and it can affect you tremendously. And I've had a scare like that, and it could have affected my whole basketball career. And, you know, to get kids to understand the decisions that you make now, or the people that you involve yourself with, or you decide to bring into your life, can have a tremendous balance on what you do.
Let's talk about that. So what were some of those scares? What were some of those challenges that you had coming up that could have totally just derailed you?
Just you knew growing up, you know how my family was, what they was into, but they never allowed me to be into that. They was real streets and real gangsters. So I tried to dibble and dabble down that path, but I was basketball sort of saved me. And then, you know, my uncle crazy he was. He would not let me get involved. And then as a grown man, you know, dating, being with the wrong people, jealousy. People can be in a relationship with somebody and they definitely be jealous of your progress and what you're doing, and not support what you're doing and want to tear it down and want to bring it down.
You know, I was going to hold that to the next segment, but since you segued us into it, man, let's talk about that. I think that's important because there's a life lesson for young men in this story, right? Yeah. And, you know, and being with the wrong person, man. Yeah. You know, and so, and, you know, because, you know, being a state representative, man, I have to be extremely cognizant of that, right? Because the wrong person will tear your whole shit down.
Man, turn it down.
Right. Tear your whole thing down, man. So, you know.
I went through a situation 2 years ago, honestly.
Right.
I was at the peak of me being a coach at East High School.
Right.
Me training all these pros.
Right.
And, you know, I got involved with somebody.
Okay.
And, you know, you got to understand the warning signs. I didn't understand the warning signs because being a man, you thinking about other things. You thinking about things that you can manipulate, and you can do this and do that. Not sort of manipulate, but what you can gain out of it.
Right. What's the warning signs though? We can't go past that. What are the warning signs that young men or men need to be watching out for? You know, that may present itself because after it's too late after you walk past that, right?
To me, at this age and at that age, then if a woman is not really supportive of what you do, if they always got something to say negative towards what you do, how much are they really into it for you? Are they trying to pull you away from that? Are they trying to be the main focus over what you got personally set?
Right.
So those were warning signs I ignored then.
Yeah. You know, it's you know, people don't people should realize that, you know, you have, you know, certain people, right? And I don't know your situation. I don't know the woman, but I've been in a situation like this where as big as your purpose is fulfilling itself, and they just cannot come on board, right?
Yeah.
And I almost think it's a mentality. You know, that, you know, where, you know, there are just some people out there that just don't either are scared of success or they're so, you know, used to, generations or a life of being mediocrity that when their success is presented, you know, they become self-destructive.
I think people try to compete in relationships too.
Very true.
I think people, they want to be the focal point, or you know, obviously in a relationship, somebody's gonna either make more money, somebody's gonna have a bigger role, somebody's gonna be, you know, a bigger presence in a relationship. And what I went through, honestly, it showed me, it got a chance, and Jelly saw me at that point. It gave me a chance to really see who was with me.
Oh man,
because it's a fraternity of coaching that's going on in the city of Memphis. I was a coach at the time, and when it came out on the news, now before then, a lot of coaches reach out to me about this, you know. When it came out on the news, only a few coaches really supported me. Called me and be like, man, I know that's not your character.
Right.
But the other multitude of coaches was going behind my back trying to get my job because I was on suspension.
Well, you were in politics. That's the same thing in politics, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell the story. What happened, man?
So I got involved with a young lady. It didn't work out. I was trying to end it.
Right.
And she came up with a false report that I end up, and that's why I don't do certain interviews with, I don't want to call them out right now, the news station. I never do another interview for them. Even on my state championship run, they tried to come do an interview. I didn't do it because they was the only one that posted this story, but they didn't go back and do a restore redo when everything got, you know what I'm saying, when everything got dropped and they found it was false and all that. So, make a long story short, she didn't want to end it on the terms that she wanted to end it. So she went and filed a false report, and it was on the news.
Right.
East High School, NBA trainer Jevonte Holmes.
Clickbait.
And I was in Miami when I saw it. I woke up and I saw so many texts and stuff coming through my phone. I'm like, what is this?
Right.
And you know, when it came through, it definitely devastated me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, Shelby County,
livelihood on the line, your reputation on the line. Yeah.
Obviously, Shelby County Schools had to go in and suspend me, and you know, like I said, you really get a chance when you go through something like that. When you go through something like that, you really see who people are. People they were saying, "Oh, he'll never coach no more." He was doing this, he was doing that, and
some of them were applauded.
Man, a lot of them was applauded.
A lot of ones you.
A lot of them was calling my kids. Oh, he ain't coming back. He ain't gonna pay the coach. Come on, transfer to me. And then when it got dropped, I didn't let nobody know it got dropped. So it came down to the season to come around, and I was on the sideline, and people was like, and the ones that I knew that was talking about me, they want to want. Oh man, I'm glad to see you back.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, but you know, it really revealed who the snakes were, and that's one thing I learned in life. Like I don't let too many people get close to me no more.
Is this your first time talking about this live?
Live, yeah. It's first time.
First time. I've never.
Yeah, first time.
Wow.
Yeah, first time.
How does it feel though?
It feels good
to get this out.
A story needs to be told behind it.
I'm glad you get to tell your side.
A lot of people don't understand, like the darkness that you'll be in. You know, the things that I never contemplated, like suicide and thing, but I contemplated, like, dang, like what kind of person am I? How did I let this person come in? You know, and what was the next step for me? Because all I did was eat, shit, sleep, basketball. I knew I was going to do something with basketball.
Yeah.
And to see your livelihood and how you make your money and how you feed your family and how you go about your day and how I work, and it's so stress free with basketball, and it's what I enjoy. And it could almost be snatched away like that. Man, it's just, you know, people just need to understand, like. It's so many life lessons behind it, and you know you got to tell a story. So because when you go through something, people need to know what you went through.
Yeah, you survived it for a reason. But I gotta ask this though. Now, come on, man. Somewhere how long were y'all together?
I can't recall how long we were together. I put it
officially together.
Okay,
y'all was
just
Let me
boning.
do my version.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Cause y'all was just boning. So look,
we were.
Right. So let me ask you this
So
though.
one or more.
Somewhere, so hey, look, bro. First of all, stay off them honey packs.
I ain't tried one yet, but I'm gonna try one. Now, just play.
That's
Kid, I'm gonna try one now.
That was the problem, right? Look, but real talk though. I mean, somewhere usually people show us who they are.
Yeah.
So when you reflected back on the whole thing, you had to have found a moment when you was like, man, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So what was
Y'all
that
like
moment?
a little crazy.
The moment was, and I'm gonna show you how she hid it too. She didn't hide it the way she tried to reel me back in with it. So she showed me the jealousy part. Because if I go somewhere, 9 times out of 10, I know a lot of people just because of the basketball work.
Right.
So she showed me the craziness because she was upset about this woman saying something to me or this woman, you doing you such. So what she did, and I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this.
Oh, Lord,
Talk
I'm
about what
to
you
ask
want to talk about.
Can you
This
do that as a
Antonio
case
Parkinson
closed?
Project.
She yeah.
When you become an attorney, come on, man.
I'm
Tell
a
the story.
publicist,
Look.
though.
She wanted to bring me a plus one.
Oh, this getting real
Hey,
good.
what's
So-
Let me get my
Listen,
feet.
Antonio Parkinson Project.
And so once she did that, that's how I just.
But I don't
I
understand.
overlooked the
He got
crazy.
me.
I overlooked the crazy part, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
For
so
the-
that
for the-
look back
for
in.
the-
Yeah.
For the extra fantasy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
to look
ignored-
back in.
Yeah.
He ignored the crazy for the extra person.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, so you got
He
real
had the
back
fun.
in.
I got real back
But
in.
you know this now, y'all. All the saints, I need y'all to
Mute.
to mute for a second. But
let
you
me-
know,
let me
you
mute
know, they
this.
say
I'm a
the
saint.
crazier they are,
I'm
the
a saint.
better the.
Well, I don't know if it was that, but
Oh, come on.
I don't.
You stayed, man. Come on, there had to be some good.
No, if you,
Oh God.
I'm trying to say, if you can have your way, if you can go and have the way you want it,
There you go.
how you want it, whatever you want it,
Yeah.
and you can add something to it.
Right,
1 + 1 = 2.
Right,
That's
every time.
always better.
right.
It's
So-
always better.
But you know what though? What I
Might be
learned though,
more
man.
funky,
Sometimes, man, you got to turn them down. Though.
No, you
gotta
definitely
turn them-
definitely
'cause
got to.
all ain't good, man. All.
Can I say something? Can
Oh,
I
you want-
drop,
oh, you wanna
can I
jump in
drop
this
some
conversation, Andrew?
knowledge? Because this is going to go all the way left. I feel like the lessons is anybody that comes to your life, they're to grow or demise you.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing. That's the two
yeah.
biggest things. But sometimes if you know who you are, nobody can demise you. It's a launch.
Yeah.
So just like Jesus knew who Judas was, he was betrayed by a kiss. It's fine. He thought it was going to kill him, but he needed a launch for his purpose. You need a
Yeah.
launch
Yeah.
first. Second, if you learn your lesson, sometimes of who we are, just like you're State Parkinson, you're a rep, you know, you're a celebrity basketball coach, a public figure, and all those things. You can't entertain yourself. Everybody shouldn't be in your home. You don't play about your house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Man.
that's the
Protect
hello
that energy.
house.
Yeah.
You gotta protect your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And you just gotta
Yeah.
understand. Once you understand who you are, you will know. I just can't entertain anything, and I need to control some things because it don't come at a cost. Everybody has a motive.
Honestly, at the time with me, it was just convenience.
Yeah.
I would travel. It's just convenient. When I come in town, okay, yeah. But when I'm out of town, I'm not thinking about you.
Yeah, we got a comment on the live.
And somebody saying,
Lynetta Thompson she's all the way in L.A. and shout out to Lynette. Lynette was like glad he was able to snap back, a real survivor. But Lynette, the problem was he was getting that snap back, and that's
2 times, snap 2 times. Look, he said no.
he barely survived it. Thank you for your comment.
It's like a
though.
prayer. He learned a lesson.
Yeah, but here's what I've learned, man. You got to be selective and you got to be picky and sometimes, man, that devil will come dressed up in an incredible package.
He know what you like. He know what you like. He know. He know. He know
Yeah,
exactly what
and
you like.
and usually they tell you who they are. If you just give them 5 minutes of conversation, they'll tell you who they are, man.
Yeah.
Some of them, man, when they tell me who they are, I turn around and take off running, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, yeah, because it's it's a lot to lose, a lot to give up.
Oh.
And then those are some long-term lessons.
Yes,
man.
they are. They are.
Yep.
They are.
But I'm glad you survived it. One of the things I have inscribed on my wall at the Capitol is there is purpose in everything. It's
Yes.
inscribed.
Yes.
I love to walk in and see that,
that,
and be reminded of that,
Yeah.
right? And the reason why I'm saying that to you is because you survived it for a reason, right? You survived it. Usually, the person that survives a trauma or something, they survive it so that they
Get
can
a
go and tell the
purpose.
story
Yeah.
and help other people to avoid those situations. So I know you had these conversations with your folks, right?
with my youth basketball players or everything. Like, just you gotta protect your peace first of all, and you gotta protect your brand.
Yeah.
Especially coming up, today's time has changed as far as like high school basketball, NIL deal, going to college. You just gotta protect your brand, and you gotta keep your circle small. You gotta know who's in it for you, who's not in it for you. You just got to have the right people around you, people who's going to keep you grounded, keep you solid. If you don't have anyone to keep you grounded and you don't have anyone around you that can tell you the truth and you can accept the truth, then
That's key. You can't tell these folks nothing.
you're going to be on the road of destruction.
Right. Hold it right there. We'll be right back. We got Jevonte Holmes in the building. He's celebrity trainer to the basketball stars. And we're going to come back. We're going to talk about NIL. We're going to talk about how they getting this money now.
Can I get some?
As soon as we come back from the break, you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey, grab a backwood and roll up. Grab your cup and let pour up. They didn't want us round it first, but now they act like they know what. Hey, but they show love, yeah, we show out when we show up. I don't even do the liquor, that shit might make me throw up. But we turned up, this the after party. Shit grabbing on my body. White girl got a bottle in the club, and that going all it. Turned up in a wreck the party. We just brought out everybody. No, we got our have some fun. We at the after party.
Yeah, what's good? This is Carlos 6 July Brody, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, joined with my wonderful co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods.
Hello, hello.
All right, Angelica Woods and my other co-host, DJ. Man, boo, DJ Kojak had the sniffles, y'all. Right. Good.
He ain't there.
Yeah, and we got our special guest in the building, Jevonte Holmes in the building. Yeah, give it up for him.
Yes, telling his
Man,
story,
telling his
okay?
story. For the first time, we're breaking this story right here on the Antonio Parkinson Project. Look, so there's a lot going on, man. A couple things. Let me say this before my ADHD kicks in.
It is.
You know, a couple things that we want to talk about. We want to talk about NIL, name, image, likeness. You know, that was a bill that I ran.
Yeah,
believe it or
okay.
not. So from
Wow.
2013, right? Then it got bill jacked. I'll explain that in a minute.
Oh, Lord.
But I also want to
Here
talk
we
about
go.
the Ja Morant situation, right? I also want to talk about Brother Wiseman, right? And,
Yes.
and the situation that happened, you know, here in Memphis, you know, with his eligibility and all
Yeah.
that. Just the craziness of the politics of the NCAA. Where you want to start?
Whatever you want to start.
All right, then let's talk about.
Okay, then.
let's talk about since we were talking about responsibility, you know, and protecting your brand. Let's talk about Ja Morant, right, and everything that he's been through, and you know the things that you know how now you know the media tries to vilify him no matter what he does, right? Yeah. And so what are your thoughts on that?
Man, it's just he just got to stick true to who he is, you know, and be smart about how he move. You know, when you that big of a celebrity and a star, somebody's gonna want to pick at you in some kind of way. If he is being good or bad or whatever. So it's just not being so accessible to people that you don't want to be access to.
Yeah. How much of a role do your homies play in this?
Yeah.
See, I'm with Will Barton a whole lot, and he'll be a great guy to really just have around. He got his homies. All of them work for him the right way. He got his homie that's a chef. He got his homie that's his business manager. He got me as his trainer. He got his brother that handle his day-to-day stuff. But he brings people in and change their life as far as putting a job around them. But he makes sure everybody understand what their role is and who they're working for and what it means to him. Because his name, he's the CEO. He's the owner of the company. And everybody else are employees. Right. So whatever you do, it directly affect Will Barton's name. Right. So he has a way with the way he handle his homies, the way he handle me. I am a homie. I've been around him for a long time. And the things he get us to understand and the things he want around him. So he don't want foolishness around him. He's a great father. He's a 12-year vet, NBA wise, and he just want to do it the right way. Right. And that's what I think was happening in the NBA right now. Right. They don't have enough guys in the locker room like that. We talk about all these young players. You got a 12-year vet who can
millionaires.
Yeah, who can tell you the way you need to go. But you got all these young guys now. The NBA is getting younger and younger and younger, and they don't know how to move around. They ain't got nobody to tell them, hey, don't do this, or this how you move.
And then, you know, I had a situation with one of our former superstars back in the day, right? And I was working on name, image, likeness, right? The bill, and I started running that bill in 2013. Just quick story about that. Started running in 2013 so that college players can be paid, right? Yeah. And I remember just the numbers, the sheer numbers, right? I brought the amount of money that UT football made in 1 year was I think it was $330 million in 1 year. That's UT football, right? But here's $130 million that year. This was 2013.
That was
This is 10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Right. The NCAA had made in that 1 year $800 million in 1 year and never snapped the ball.
Wow.
Right, the organization,
With their
right,
body
and then what people didn't know also after doing my research and running this legislation, people didn't realize that the NCAA is simply made up of the coaches. I mean, the universities rather, the universities. So as a whole, right, and so that organization made almost $1 billion in 1 year, and at the same time was persecuting Cam Newton for having selling a signed jersey for $100. You remember that?
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember that.
You remember
I remember
that?
that.
And I said, well, let's look at the dynamics of this. You got an organization that makes money off the athlete.
Yeah.
And if the athlete does something that they don't like, then they punish the athlete.
Yeah.
I said, where else do you see something like that happen? I said in the pimp game.
Yeah.
If the pimp tells the prostitute make the money, and if you don't make my money, I'm going to punish you. Or if you take some of my money, I'm going to whoop your ass, right?
Oh, no.
And then the pimp takes the money.
Takes the money. Yeah.
And I said that in the committee. I said I've said it in the news. I said this is the pimp game.
Yeah.
All over, but on a much, much, much larger scale.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so I kept on running that bill up until I think it was 2021 that we got it passed. But a Republican on the same committee killed my bill, said we ain't ready for it this year, and then turned around and ran it and passed it and tried to pass it itself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I call it bill jacking.
Yeah,
right. Bill jacking.
That was definitely
That's
bill
exactly
jacking.
what they did.
Yeah.
But that's what they do sometimes. That's what they do. Yeah, but we got it passed. So my thing is always, people over politics. So, but what was happening was, everybody's making money. The universities were making money. Everybody's making money, but the kids couldn't make money.
Yeah.
Kids couldn't even buy a sandwich, or get money for a sandwich.
From
Seriously.
somebody.
Or they'd be sanctioned. Am I right?
Yep. No, you're definitely right.
Yeah, man.
With the back when I was coaching, well, I'm still coaching AAU now. It's different now, but I started coaching AAU in 2006. 2006. My little brother. Then I had a kid, Ian Clark, who ended up winning the NBA championship with the Golden State Warriors. But then those kids I had since they was 10, 11 years old. Now I grew them up and they became recruitable athletes. I really couldn't even, if I went and bought something for them and they got interviewed about that, they'll be in violation.
Isn't that crazy?
It was crazy then. It was crazy then.
Game.
And, I've been to the point where, they had to ask questions several times. Like, have you ever did something for a kid? Yeah, if he been with me, he's riding with me, and I'm eating.
Right.
You think he's not gonna eat? I'm gonna feed him. I'm gonna feed him.
Right.
But I'm not giving no money to somebody to persuade their decision. But if a kid is with me, I do that for any kid.
But you see in the commercial right now, I forgot the little kid's name, but he like ridiculous, right? He like 8. And he going up under the leg and doing layups, and he's doing a commercial for the SEC right now.
Yeah.
You see that, so now this thing going. You look at Coach Prime, his sons.
Yeah.
Oh, they came in. They came in flexing, They came in dripping.
Yeah.
Because they're making money off of NIL. Man, they're making a lot of money.
I just think when we as a culture we make that kind of money, you definitely got to have somebody to oversee it though.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Because those kids will run through that money, especially if you never come from money.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll run through it like crazy.
How important is that? I read, and just let me preface this question. I read this book called A Framework to Understanding Poverty. I recommend that everybody, especially you as a coach, I recommend that everybody reads that book. Angelica, you too. And in A Framework to Understanding Poverty, it talked about how a money resource is the last resource that a person needs coming out of poverty. Yeah. The actual money resource. Right. When it talked about them needing the spiritual resource, the academic resources, a mentor, right? And somebody, because as soon as they get that money, they'll lose it because they don't have those other tools in place. How many times have you seen something like that happen?
You see it a lot. If you look at the numbers in the NBA, a lot of guys that's played in the NBA for a long time, 5 years after done playing, a lot of them have to file bankruptcy because they're trying to maintain a certain lifestyle or help taking care of a lot of people, and they can't maintain their own lifestyle, and now they're living above their means, and they filing bankruptcy.
Yeah.
We haven't started another hustle outside of basketball, like after
Definitely.
Yeah,
You definitely got to know what you're gonna do when the ball stop bouncing.
What about you had a situation with the dude? He was, I forgot his name. He was in the NBA, and Lil Mama, his girlfriend, wife or somebody, had her OnlyFans.
Oh man, yeah.
you know, her money.
Yeah, but man, I don't. Joe. I remember Joe Smith. I remember that story. Man, that's unfortunate. If I don't know how to I don't know how to think about it. If I've been taking care of you all your life, and if I'm married,
right,
and I've been taking care of you all your life, and obviously I didn't go bankrupt by myself, because I'm quite sure she had to have some frivolous spending.
Yeah,
I'm quite sure she spent some. I'm quite sure she was peeling a lot of money out. And flexing and doing certain things, but you put yourself in that position, and you've been with this man all this time, and that's your biggest hustle.
Yeah,
to do an OnlyFans.
Yeah, but it was making a lot of money.
It was, but
I mean, you gonna tell
the
her
thing
no?
is, you don't. I know I couldn't be with her again.
I
couldn't
really?
be with her.
Go to men then. We talked about that. We talked about that the other week.
So I just want to be clear on. So now. Okay, y'all struggling a little bit, right? His money done ran out. She has a hustle. She knows how to get it.
But that's the only hustle you got, though?
Well, it's a good one, though.
It's a good one, but
so
a man's wife is sacred.
I understand that. But I don't know.
He said, but.
Some of the OnlyFans be lit. Like, now, I'm not an OnlyFans person.
Have you watched OnlyFans?
No, I don't have an OnlyFans subscription.
To nobody's platform.
I can't do the OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't. But some of the stuff be getting leaked, and you hear the stories.
Yeah.
But some of them, Angelica, you crazy. some of them, though, they have sex with other people on the OnlyFans, right?
Do they?
Yeah. But some of them are just showcasing.
No, I thought they just do booty bouncing.
Well, some of them do that, but I think that's what she was doing, right? And
I don't care what she was doing. If she was taking it off, I'm done.
So just bring food.
Yeah, listen,
we finna food stamp it up. Right.
I can be broke by myself. I don't need you doing it.
Right.
Not me.
Right. Angelica already talked about bringing a male stripper. Hey, shout out to Megan Miley who's watching. And she said,
how you doing, Megan?
Bring some cookies.
Bring some cookies, please, Megan.
Yeah, you need to be a sponsor, as a matter of fact. Yeah. We need some of them goodness great.
Raleigh Egypt High School, class of 95. She was 96.
That's what's up, man.
Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I go. About Raleigh, but everybody's.
I was at Kingsbury first. It's a long story. I was bad, so I had to leave Kingsbury.
Kicked out a couple of them myself.
Yeah, I definitely got booted.
Right. I was just on the phone with the principal of Raleigh Egypt. Shout out to Jamie Green, Dr. Jamie Green, principal of Raleigh Egypt High School. Yeah,
okay.
You gotta get by there, man.
I ain't been back to Raleigh.
You gotta go, man. You gotta show up, man.
My assistant coach from 2 years ago, he's the head coach at Raleigh Egypt now, doing a great thing. Joe Washington, I'm gonna shout you out, Joe Washington. He's doing a great job out there.
We gotta bring Joe Washington on the show, man.
He said he's gonna do some motivational speakings. That might be good where you start.
Right, should have been a fair
Raleigh.
Should have been a Pharaoh.
Raleigh Egypt.
They song, right?
I ain't gonna tell you what we say. Raleigh Egypt.
You're having a moment.
Hey, Angelica, and I see Kojak on the live. Kojak, you got some nerve. I ought to kick you off the live, man. You should have been here. And shout out to Daryl Cobbins and Marie. I see everybody that's on there jumping on live. We appreciate you. Y'all got questions. Come on and jump on in here with the questions. Now, Angelica, I led off with the 3 things I want to talk about because I didn't want my ADHD to kick in. And my ADHD is kicking in, or it might be this,
Stella Rose.
Mountain Dew, sir.
Mountain Dew.
Right.
No, they right. I drink Mountain Dew.
Right. So we talked about NIL. What was the other 2 things? We talked about John Morant, Wiseman. Yeah, the whole situation when you coached Wiseman, right?
I did.
He seemed like a good dude too, man. I met him a couple times, man.
Great kid.
Just good, kind dude.
Great kid.
That whole situation that was, playing out with him, was just, to me, was terrible.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate.
That was
you just
shit, wasn't it?
You take a kid's eligibility,
right.
Then it's just he loved basketball and he had so many hardships in basketball,
right?
And how do you help him get the best out of basketball. And you know, that's just unfortunate. You punish a kid in that way and take his eligibility or whatever you do. I just.
But he told me to go to hell. I'm going pro.
Yeah. You know.
Man, y'all kiss my ass.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I ain't got to put up with this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So-
And it went high. But look, I want to ask you this question. You know, I want to know what your highest high has been as a coach, right, and a trainer, and what your lowest low has been. But don't answer that question yet.
Okay.
Answer when we come back from the break. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. We'll be right back.
Gotta stick to the script like some Velcro. These a bad fat like an elbow. I'm on my giant Jones. Slinging elbow. Mama told me they wasn't gon' change and them and nacho. He was the big bad wolf. To this Teflon hit them bullets blow down the house. I slain this some rhythm. They be saying nah, people drop they draw for the killer. This won't stop until I put you in the ground full of skinner. Let's go. Never had no friend us. We don't go and get it turned. Wicked ain't no clearing us. Lost a
Yeah, what's good? This is Carlos 6 July Brody, and you're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. I am Antonio Parkinson, and we are here with my lovely co-host, Angelica Jelly Woods. Give it up for her. Yep. She over here showing me a person expecting me to get excited about her Valentine's Day gift.
Yes, as you should.
I thought it was a surprise.
No.
Okay.
Right. And we got our wonderful Angelica's been trying to make him a co-host, but he's our guest, Jevonte Holmes, in the building. Yeah, give it up for him. All right. Shout out to them two claps they went for.
He gonna insert claps in the audio anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And shout out, put that camera on DJ Kojak LeContier. Damn. DJ Kojak called in with the sniffles, but we
5 minutes before.
Kojak, we
5
know you
minutes
over there
before.
flogging, man. You just didn't want to get your ass up and come to the show, but that's okay.
Right.
We got you, Kojak. Now we're just messing with you, praying for Kojak's speedy recovery from the sniffles. So
No, he did right. I don't want to get sick. Stay at home, please.
okay. I guess. So, brother Jevonte, man, you know, we appreciate you having you on the show. We ain't
I'm
gonna
glad
keep
to
you
be
too
here.
much longer, man. You know, so the question that I asked before we left, before we went to break was, you know, tell us about your, you know, let's start with, we want to end on a good note. So let's start, what's the lowest of the lows? And I'm not talking about your story in particular, but dealing with, you know, coaching or training an individual.
My lowest of lows, I always talk about this story because people don't know this. I was basically living out my car and trying to find a gym to train in. Basically living out my car. Didn't want to keep sleeping on my mama couch.
Yeah.
Just wanted to try to make ends meet and train. So I would go and the first guy named Lester Hudson. Lester Hudson is a legend in Memphis. Got a magnificent story.
Yeah.
Playing professional basketball. Lester is 38, 39 now and still playing. But he's a kid that really turned me on as far as the training. He gave me opportunity in Will Barton. That became my high. I was at my lowest, didn't know how I was going to train, how I was going to make ends meet. I was just trying to find gyms and going back and forth. Frank Harris helped me out. Got into the training and then Penny Hardaway. Started with Lester, went on to Will Barton, then Penny Hardaway. My highs start coming. My work started to show with Lester, then with Will, and then working and coaching with Penny.
How did that even come about? Because I don't want you to walk past that so far. Shout out to Penny Hardaway, you know,
You
coach.
missed that part. He talked about that already.
AAU.
Right.
I had my own AAU team, and you know, me and Penny had competed.
Right.
And Penny had a vision. Penny first vision was, let's bring everybody together in the youth segment of basketball and make Memphis like the mecca of basketball again. So Memphis, back when he was coming up, was the mecca of basketball. Like they won national championships. They did all this. And I had some pieces. He had some pieces. And Penny sat down with me and said, man, if we come together, what we can do.
Yeah.
And he always had this vision of his program, which was Team Penny at the time, being a national powerhouse.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And when he took the job at He won the state championships at Leicester Middle School. Then when he took the job at East High School, he allowed me to come along with me. He asked me to come.
Had them same kids though from Leicester, right?
Yeah, had pretty much the same kids. And we ended up winning 3 state championships in a row. He went on to Memphis. I stayed at East, finished Malcolm and James Wiseman out, and kept the tradition of East going on. I had guys like Billy Richmond come in. I had so many guys start coming in, and kids that I had always had my hands on when they was younger. And that's how it came about. Now I'm coaching with Team Thad, which is sponsored by Thaddeus Young.
Yeah,
I got
straight out of Mitchell.
Yep, and I started with
Walker Holmes, baby.
Yeah, I started with the 5th grade group that I got, and now they're 8th grade. We started out with 3 or 4 kids and a girl, and grew that program to we was a top 5 team in the country this year. We actually finished number 2 in the country
That's
this year.
incredible.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
In the country.
Oh my
Yeah, in the
gosh.
country.
Yeah, in the country. How important, I'm so glad you're here, man, because it just opens up so much stuff. But for the last 2 years at least, I think, I've been bringing home about $500,000 to invest in youth sports.
Yes.
For the last 2 sports.
I told him to get it to
Yeah.
me.
Oh, did you? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Did you? Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay,
You were
okay. Angelica, yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for the last couple of years, $500,000, and I used to coach SYS football, so I know what it's like. You become the dad,
Yeah, you do it.
transportation. Yeah, and that assistance, and this is the first time, honestly, that the state of Tennessee has invested in youth sports, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how important is that investment? Though?
I think the investment is important because they have to see kids. You get them younger, they have to see a different side. If they're in a bad situation or adverse situation, they got to have a release.
Right.
And a lot of kids don't have that release. And right now, I think where we losing the battle at in Memphis is now AAU has taken over, which is a great thing because you get a chance to travel. But now the community centers has become null and void. So when the community centers become null and void, we don't have enough going on in different communities where we can have a presence and give them an outlet,
Right.
and give them the proper training if they want to make it in basketball. So now we don't have that presence around the city to bring more kids in and have them benefit from a comprehensive program. It can be a basketball program, but it's a mentoring program as
Right.
well. So
but offsetting those costs for them parents and stuff too, man.
Yeah, offsetting, yeah,
because it's
definitely.
expensive for those kids to play AAU.
Yeah,
it definitely is.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Scholarships, sponsorships,
Yeah,
something for them.
yeah, and that's where we got to get to at some point in time. And I've come up with some creative ways that it could happen, and hopefully, this story can get told. And
Well, we need to
and
talk
this
about it.
vision.
We need to talk about it on the Antonio Parkinson
Yeah,
Project.
okay.
What's the creative way? Can you talk about it now?
Yeah, you got so many different. I got so many programs that I have written out to help along the way. You got the Memphis Grizzlies here. You got every NBA player has a donation amount they have to make every year. Either way, guys that I train that I've talked about this project with them. They actually are in on it. It's just about getting the project off the ground. They definitely will invest into youth basketball or to youth training because they want to keep their name going. They want to see the products. They want to come out and be able to speak to kids and tell their story as well. So it's just a lot of things that we can do.
So investing in youth is continue their legacy.
Yes.
There you go. There it is, right there. I like that.
Found a problem too.
I
That's
like
why
that.
I thought
Oh
about
my
something.
God.
That's dope, though.
ADHD.
Look, ADHD kicking in like a mother. Yeah. So any coaches that are thinking about jumping in the pipeline or that are coaching now, what's your advice to them, man?
Just understanding what I try to pride myself on as a coach is to be there for my kids. Being able to talk to them. They see you as coach already. You're going to be a disciplinarian. I'm a different guy than I am inside the lines than I am outside the lines. Inside the lines, I'm coach. Outside the lines, I'm Coach Jevonte. And I give them a chance to see me and know what they're doing day to day. And I can't even recall a bad relationship I had with a player. We might have some differences, some ups and downs, but overall, I still talk to my players all the time. Former players, and the relationship is always there.
I mean, personally, don't parents call you and say, you need to call and check on, get them in place, this kind
Definitely.
of thing? You almost like, not daddy role, but another help to help keep them in line outside their home, in their home.
Yeah, definitely. So it takes a village.
Yeah.
It definitely takes a village.
You got
So
to accept the village.
Yeah.
That's you got to accept the village. Everybody's different. Everybody
Yeah.
like you talk to their kids, correcting their kids. It's a different.
but I always keep it. I keep it on the forefront, you know. And sometimes I have choice language with some kids.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm a discipline certain kids and parents. And I've had certain problems with some parents. But if the relationship is strong with the kid and the kid know you care about them, they're gonna do what they need to do.
Yeah, I think your personality is. That's what I tell people too. Like, if I'm yelling and fussing at you, I care.
Yeah.
It's all because I care. Correction comes from caring for you. If I don't say nothing to you at all, I done gave up. It doesn't matter. I gave up on you. But I see you caring and are invested fully into these boys, and you actually care. So I'm excited about you moving from the court, now still being on the court, moving from the court to provide motivation to help make this city better. Because the youth do need help. We were just talking about that with CJ. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a question. See, I'm getting hot. See,
Okay.
I wish I could see behind the scenes. If y'all tell Parkinson to sit down somewhere, I wouldn't have to ask no questions. But yeah, so do you think this program could possibly help with juvenile delinquencies and people staying out of crime and having something positive to do?
Definitely, because they have more to do. With what they say, idle mind is a devil's workshop.
Man, what?
A devil's playground.
Devil's
too.
playground. But
Yeah.
so when kids don't have a program to go to, they don't have anything to do. They're gonna start being on his phone,
Yeah.
playing video games, and the video games are explicit now. Come on, Grand Theft Auto. Come on, kids know how to steal cars. They on YouTube.
Man.
They know how to make bombs.
That's
You know,
how
they
they steal
know how to
the
make
kids now
everything.
off
So
of TikTok.
so
Yeah.
now, if you don't have those programs, they're being influenced by phone, social media, YouTube. You know, different things, and they're searching for different things to have an activity.
Yeah, and I
So-
think with the program too, you don't have to be good at basketball. It's like martial arts. It's just this form of discipline and gives
It's a-
them something to do. Some people think
definitely.
like basketball is like the end all. It's not. Sometimes it's just the assistant to get you where you need to be, like a tool, I guess. Because everybody not. Let's just be frank. I'm looking. Everybody's not gonna make it to the NBA.
The organization.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
What's the
it's
percentage?
on- it's-
What's the percentage?
It's probably like 1.5% that
thought it
ever
was
make it
less
to the
than that.
NBA.
I thought it was less than that.
I know. It's,
I think it was
Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose just had a thing.
broke it down,
He
right.
broke it down. If 1 million kids are playing high school basketball,
Right.
only 425 are going to make it. 325,000 is going to make it to college.
Was it even that much? I thought it was was it that many?
Yeah,
What,
if
was
me playing high school,
325?
yeah.
Okay.
And
I thought
then-
it was like 30,000.
You know what? Yeah. And then 1 million starting off with basketball. Then it drops down to 325,000 play high school basketball. And then from high school basketball, only so many 35,000 play college basketball. After
Yeah,
college
right.
basketball,
Right.
only 35 within a 5 to 7 year span be able to make the NBA.
Yeah. And
And-
think about that. From 1 million to what?
35.
35. So that's like
Yeah.
0.0001% or something
Yeah.
like that. That's some tough
And
odds.
you gotta and it ain't always the most talented player that make it.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you gotta
It's
have
got
a
the
special
politics in
quality.
place,
Yeah.
too.
And what I see honestly what I see in youth sports so many times, and I talk to parents about it. Parents, I just made a post the other day. Parents, the kid do not play for you. He play for his coach. A good high school coach. I was a high school coach.
Right.
Could no parent control what I'm gonna do. When you get to college, you have no chance in hell of controlling anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to the NBA, you can't even step foot nowhere close to the locker room, to the practice facility. They're full in control.
And it's interesting because you people, I need people to get this when we're talking about those numbers, about the amount of people that make it to the league, right? And then that's only for like an average of maybe 4 years in the league. But,
Yeah.
but what's important too is that you really have to be a very, very special person.
Very special
Not
person.
just a player, but a person, right? Because when you go into Division 1, They are skimming the cream off the crop from
Yep.
high school.
Yep.
And that, you got to be special.
You gotta be special.
I mean, you have to be great in grades, great
Yeah.
in conduct,
Let's talk
great
about
in
grades.
personality.
Just a
you know,
great person.
Just a great
All-
person,
yeah.
and a
Yeah.
phenomenal athlete.
And a phenomenal athlete.
And a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah.
And then when it's time for the league, it's that filter is tightened even more. And very few are dropping in.
And what I try to tell kids, honestly, when a college coach is recruiting you, just think about this. If you my athletic director and you the president of the school and I'm the coach at Backyard University and I'm recruiting this kid, I'm telling my athletic director and I'm telling the president that this kid is going to help change this basketball program. And now, if you got a losing mentality, you got losing attitude, your parents are always on the sideline going crazy, and I'm making $1.5 million a year to coach this university.
Right.
I'm not, you asking the coach I'm going to recruit this loser to help me lose my job.
Million and a half.
I'm not going to recruit a kid that's going to be late to practice. I'm not going to recruit a kid their parent got a high influence on trying to get them to do the wrong thing. I'm not going to recruit a kid that ain't going to get up and go to classroom. I'm not going to recruit a kid that's not going to be self-motivated. So I'm going to help recruit this loser to help me lose my job. I don't think no college coach in America would want to recruit a loser to help him lose his job. That's basically what you're doing.
Man, I hope these parents are listening to this and watching this, man, because
Ain't paying attention.
you know, this is some incredibly important information for those parents that got these kids that are in these high school programs.
And every parent think their kid is ready for the
Yes,
NBA.
everybody.
And listen, they're not.
But what's the contingency plan? It's dangerous. You bank, and if they don't make it, it's almost like a domino effect, and they feel like they're failures, and they're not. It's
Yeah.
not. What is the contingency plan, and who is talking about the contingency plan? Because
And they don't have those tools. They don't have
you
those
still
tools.
do digital art. You still do marketing. You still do PR. You can still do sports. You might have to be a broadcaster on sports. You can still love sports and have an involvement in sports, but in a different avenue. There's different ways. You can do.
Jelly, and this is a crazy thing about all this together. And kids don't understand work ethic now.
Show. Don't
You know, they don't understand work ethic now. If you get recruited and you sign a scholarship, it's not for 4 years anymore.
Yeah.
It's a semester.
Really?
They can get rid of you at the semester break.
I
We
did not
don't
know
need to have
that.
you. We can't have you if you're not doing the right things. And you got to understand work ethic. When you sign that scholarship, it's basically a job now.
Yeah.
You got to do the work, and you got to make all the practices. So if you don't understand that now, at this young age, if you don't understand that once you put a kid in sports, they got to understand they can't quit.
Yeah.
You might not like the situation,
Yeah.
you might not control the situation, but I'll never let my son or whoever playing a sport, I'll never let them quit. You got to, if you signed up for it, you got to finish that out.
Yeah.
You got to finish that out.
Yeah, you got to just ride it on out.
Yeah.
Thug it out, man. Thug it out.
And you can revisit it the following year. But if you start it, you're finishing it. You finish it.
So before we close out, I just want to know from you, what would you like if you got one thing that you want to tell our viewers? What's that one thing, nugget, or whatever it is that you want to leave them with that you think is just incredibly important for them to know?
Me and Will always say this: bet on yourself. If you got the ultimate confidence in you, and you got the ultimate work ethic, you just got to bet on yourself. If you got the confidence and you got the ultimate work ethic, something good is gonna happen. I've been doing this for a long time, and I watch me grow as a trainer, as a coach, as a man, and I bet it on myself. When people said, when I was living out my car, even when my parents were saying, "Man, you just chasing basketball. You doing this." Now I made a living chasing what I knew I was gonna bet on me.
Doing what you love.
Doing what I love. I was gonna bet on me. So
Yeah. It ain't even work like that when you're doing what you
nah,
love.
it's definitely not work.
Right.
Every day I'm traveling and I'm seeing the world and I'm training.
Yeah.
And that's what I love. I love the game of basketball. I love to see guys get better in basketball. I love to see kids not even just make it in basketball, but me being an influence on their life.
Yeah.
And them coming back to me, Coach, I want to coach because you coach. Coach, I got a young lady now that plays college basketball. She played professionally. Now she like, Coach, I want to train with you.
Right. You know, I was gonna wrap the segment up, but you made me think of something else, man. I you know, how does it make you feel, man? Because I know how I felt when you see kids that you've coached and they walk up to you and they're adults. They still call us coach, right? And then you see their kids who look just like them, right? Right. How does that make you feel, man?
Make me feel old.
Right.
But it's rewarding.
Yeah.
And you see the generational thing that's going on. And, you know, I ain't been the best coach. I ain't been the best parent. And I've learned along the way. But you instill certain values into the people you coach, and the things that you missed out on, you try to instill that in them, and they can make their kids better, in which in return help trickle down and make the next generation after generation after generation better.
Right.
So,
but let me ask this, and this will be my last question. I promise, Angelica. How many lives have you saved?
Oh wow, that might be one of the best questions.
Yeah, put that on him.
I got
Okay.
over.
God.
I've had over, and I just can't say it changed. Definitely changed their life. I got over 200, and the last time I looked, and I'm not even including now. The last time I looked was probably like 2019, after James left. It was like 275 kids that I've had that went on to play college basketball. That started with
That's
me.
the ones that played college
Yeah.
basketball, not
That's
the ones that
yeah,
did.
think about it.
I'm just saying the ones that moved on to play college basketball.
That's
from
amazing.
Like it was
How many?
over 275.
That is incredible. Give it up.
Yeah,
I know.
over 275 that played college
Obviously, you
basketball.
know what you're doing.
Yeah,
And
so-
think about how many first generation college kids there were in that group.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
changed their entire family
Dynamics.
trajectory. Yeah, and dynamics. Yeah.
I got one kid I always talk about, a kid named Reginald Fundren. He was the first to go to college, and he got his degree. He was, when I tell you he was hood, I had to pick him up every day.
Right.
His mama, the thing what his mama needed, she needed a male figure.
Yeah.
And she allowed me. It was times I had to whoop this man.
See, now that's a whole nother topic.
I had
Now
to whoop this, I had to whoop this young
yeah.
man because he was going into the house. He was being disrespectful to mama. He was bringing things in that he shouldn't. I literally
With that village.
had to whoop him, and she would let him go with me. Coach, he with you.
Yeah.
If he do something wrong, you know what to do to him. And he's a father. He works hard. He didn't make it to the NBA. And he's a father. He got his own little trucking company. He got his daughter that he comes in the gym and train his daughter and do small things. Like he changed his life. And he was a hood. He could have went the wrong way.
I'm about to cry.
Right.
I never knew so motivational. I'm serious. 'Cause I was going to say that because a lot of times you don't know. A lot of people don't have a manly figure in their life, and you are being that for some people. They don't have a dad, so essentially that's scary. That you feel that void, and that's a big call.
Yeah.
It's a big
You know,
cross.
But like I said, you know, there's purpose in everything.
Yes.
There's no accident, right? And you saving them lives matters, man, because that whether it was the trucking business or that his daughter being born, you know, had you not been there, there's a great possibility that, you know, he could have ended up in the penitentiary.
And the crazy thing about it, he still called me for advice right now today. We just talked actually like 2 days ago.
Right.
Coach, what I need to do and give him that advice. He come up to the gym, and you know I don't see him like every day because I'm traveling a lot, but we definitely see each other at least 2 to 4 times a month.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I feel motivated. I talk to him all the time, and I'm just
telling
feel
you, man,
motivated.
I'm telling
Okay.
you. I feel like I can dunk on somebody now.
Okay, now that's just that Mountain Dew, baby.
He came in, he showed me a little move.
Right, man. Shoot, it's foot action, man. Whoop whoop. Man, look, don't get it twisted, man. That shit. Look, I was a scrub in basketball. I could play football.
Yeah, you play football?
But I was some trash in
Oh my
basketball.
God. At least you knew
my
you was
brother.
trash.
But look, the only reason me and my brother would ever get into a fight is because I would beat him in basketball. Right, and he couldn't stand. He had one his patented spin move. Right, he had one spin move, and I learned his spin move, so I'd be there. I just shoot.
Get him.
And get the ball.
Them sibling rivalry. Me and my little brother had them sibling rivalries right now.
And that's the only time we would have a fight. because I beat him in basketball.
Yeah.
I beat him in basketball. I had to fight.
Yeah.
So it was on. He was a year older than me. It was just on.
Yeah.
But man, you have been absolutely wonderful, man. I'm
Yeah.
so
Appreciate
thankful
it.
for you. Seriously, man.
Nah,
I mean that
thank you for you.
because we need
And my
we
BFF.
need a million of
love
you.
you.
You know
Yeah.
that can have that impact on these young boys and young girls now.
This is
on
an
their
example of the
lives.
Get Your Cousin campaign. How many cousins you done got? About 2,000 cousins?
Right,
If everybody
right.
got 2.
Right, saved them. He been
Yeah,
saving them cousins.
thank you. Get them
Yeah,
cousins.
yeah, man. Yeah, what's next for you, man?
Me and Will were just talking about he gotta protect the family foundation. And
Okay.
it got so many things. It's so broad with protect the family. Everybody want to protect their family in some kind of way. Is that via jobs? Is via just learning and education? It's just a broad field, and so we're trying to launch that back out, protect the family foundation, and that's the next venture for us.
That's dope.
Right now.
That's dope. And look, and let's get together with you and Will, and see how we can, partner with the state too, and
Yes.
Definitely.
because I know that some of my colleagues and the governor, I know they're all about family and about keeping people, trying to be preventive, keeping people out of the system in many ways. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, man. All right,
Yeah,
brother.
awesome.
All right, Angelica, you did one. Angelica, you pulled that off. Okay.
He's very, yes. People, I think sometimes people be amongst you, they don't even realize who they're amongst.
Man,
And I'm very aware. It's your family or friends who don't know. And I know when I see
Thank you,
you.
Jelly.
Yeah.
You probably don't see the potential I see, but still, I know. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the motivational speaking, the nonprofits, all these things, because the youth need it. I was fortunate to have my dad. Everybody's not fortunate. So I commend you for taking on that role. And that's why that happened, because God wasn't gonna allow you to stay in that space. He needed you to come up.
Sure did.
Appreciate
So that's
Needed-
it.
Needed you to
Yeah.
sleep in that
He
car
needed
for a
to come
minute
up.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, he needed all that. 'Cause
Look, I
somebody
was
need to
homeless
hear
3
it.
times, too.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I know what you're
Somebody
talking
need to
about.
hear it.
Yep,
It's
yep.
your ministry. So
Yep, y'all give it up for Jevonte Holmes in the
Yes.
building.
Thank you.
Yeah, the Holmes family out of Douglas.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you share this. Look, somebody needs to hear this.
Yes.
Somebody truly needs to hear this story. So make sure you share this on your social media pages, and make sure you continue to watch, continue to tune in. Shout out to my co-host Angelica Jelly Woods. Yeah, get well, DJ Kojak over there flying and acting like you see. Yeah, and again, thank you to our wonderful guest Jevonte Holmes. And we'll see you next time. It's the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.